Hi, I'm Lisa, and this is my month-long visit of national parks. In this series, I travel from Michigan to Denver, pick up some coat adventures, and visit over 10 national parks in less than 30 days. We visit some iconic places, off the beaten path hidden gems, endure a heat wave, and make some lasting memories. Join me as I step into adventure and live life afoot. If you leave Zion National Park heading toward the east, you'll pass through Mount Carmel, and there is this nice little hidden gem called the Belly of the Dragon, which is this really cool kind of like long cave tunnel thing that you can hike through. It's pretty easy to find, and was really worth us taking a little bit of an extra time, a little extra stop. This was a day that we had a lot planned. We were basically going from Zion to our campground in Moab to be able to go to Arches. And although I hadn't originally planned to, we ended up stopping by Bryce, Canyonlands, and Capital Reef on our trek that day. So they were kind of really brief stops at those three national parks, but we were going right past them anyway, and I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to add three more national parks to my visit this summer. Sunset Point, which the sunset would be really pretty here.
That's quite the outlier.
Yeah. One and two red, US med? Yes, please.
Now, of course, it had to be another hot day when we decided to do Arches National Park. And typically, what we did at each national park is we picked like one really kind of iconic trail to do. And so here we did Delicate Arch Trail. We got an early start again to try to beat the heat. This was a really, really pretty hike. It does say it's moderate to moderately strenuous, and I would say that that's a pretty good description of the trail. There are some parts that are pretty steep, It in the descriptions that I read, it said that there was part of the trail that was very narrow and along the edge of a cliff. And even though on video it will look, when we get to that part, kind of like it's super narrow, I'd say it was probably 3 to 4 feet wide. I mean, easily you could have traffic going both ways, and no one had to worry about being too close to the edge and falling off, because there is quite a steep drop off on the other side of the cliff. All in all, this was a great trek. We were super glad that we did it. Really, really glad that we did it first thing. And as you can see, if we had gotten started maybe a little bit earlier, we could have caught the sunrise as we were hiking. Now, Arches National Park now has a pilot system of, at least in the year 2023 when we visited, of a timed entry where you have to get a reservation. It does cost $2 online to do that. The timed reservations are required if you enter the park between the hours of 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. If you arrive before that or after that, you do not have to do the timed reservation. And so we made sure that we got into the park, I think it was around 6 a.m., so we didn't have to worry about that. And I kind of highly recommend that you go early and get into the park. One, you can avoid the timed reservation, and two, you can hopefully beat the crowds, because as you can see, even though we were there early, there were still quite a few people. This was a really, really lovely trail, and I highly recommend doing it if you get a chance to visit Arches.
Worst part stuck.
Gorgeous. Ooh, stairs. Oh, first sighting.
I don't think that's it.
Well,
It's a different arch.
you know what? It's still pretty.